Fabiano Caruana from the Alpine SG Pipers takes on Domaraju Gukesh, the world champion from the PBG Alaskan Knights. The players shake hands and off we go. Pawn to e4 by Fabi. We have the Sicilian by Gukesh. It's a must-win game for the PBG Alaskan Knights. Final round in the round robin phase. Meanwhile, for the Alpine SG Pipers, Fabi's team, all they need are 6 game points. They don't need to win the match, they just need 6 game points to reach the finals. Knight to f6, attacking the pawn on e4, d3 played here by Fabi. Now it looks unambitious at first, but the idea of this approach is to go c4, put your knight here, defend the pawn on e4, and then push forward with d4. So black castles here. And now Fabi can push his pawn to d4. He has a very pleasant version of the Maroczy bind here with quite a lot of space, pawns on e4 and c4. Gukesh has to play this carefully because white's play is generally quite simple. Play b3, play f3, play bishop here, queen up, rook here, rook fd1, bishop goes to e3, and bishop to d7 played by Gukesh. You have rook to c1, rook comes to c8, attacking the c4 pawn. Pawn comes up to b3, defending it. And now queen a5 played. The queen is putting pressure here, the rook is putting pressure, and a4 has been played by white, just clamping down on the queen side structure. With this move, you often weaken the dark squares here. By the way, knight g4, very nice move by Gukesh. Bishop comes to d2, boom, he sacrifices the knight. And the point is, if king h2, there is queen e5 check and you lose the knight. So knight jumps to d5, attacking the queen goes back, king h2, and what Fabi missed, or you can say did not foresee, is that now his knight is hanging on d4. So this entire idea with knight g4 was really good because it attacked the bishop, and his tactic with knight h2 is so uncommon. It was amazing to see Gukesh was able to spot it. Rook takes rook by Caruana, and now Gukesh takes it back with the queen. Fabi brings his bishop to h6, and the bishop comes to e5, giving a check. Pawn to f4, the bishop drops back, takes, king takes, and now the queen needs to enter in here, but a check to the king, taking control of the square. It's not a easy position to convert here. King g8, and bishop comes to d3. Black comes up, queen c7, the rook goes to c8, and queen to c3 is possible, but rook to f2 and the queen jumps in. Fabi is trying to attack the pawn on b7, but his king is a bit too weak. How is Gukesh going to react here? He goes bishop g4, an amazing move, because if queen takes, there's queen e3, and suddenly both the pieces are hanging. So goes queen d2, offering a trade of queens. Taking doesn't seem like a bad idea, but Gukesh wants to keep the queens on the board. He goes queen c5. Right now he's a pure pawn up, but generally such positions against a strong player are difficult to convert. Bishop c4, maybe he wants to provoke the move b5, and Gukesh is like, sure, I'm ready to get provoked here. b5. Bishop comes back to f1, And the rook enters in. Maybe not the best move. f5 followed by queen h6 could be a big attack. He takes on b5. Gukesh takes it back. And now b4 pushing the queen away. Queen b6. The rook is ready to enter in, but there are no real squares where it can enter. f5 played. A good move by Fabi. And there are many different ideas here. Rook f4, rook h4, queen h6, f6 makes so much sense here. Such a good move, because if rook f4, now you can go h5. He plays bishop to d3. And Gukesh, well, there's g5, there's king g7. He plays his queen to d4. He's giving up a pawn on b5. Maybe bishop b5, queen takes, and rook b8, picking up the b4 pawn. Sounds like a good idea. He takes on b5. So queen takes e4, bishop d7 played. The better move here was fg, hg, and just maybe bishop c6. But he goes bishop d7, and what a natural move, because you want to give a check here. So Gukesh now has to figure out his way forward. What is he planning to do? Rook a8 seems like a great move, taking control of the a file, but he blunders here with rook c4. Fabi now has a big opportunity to enter into the position with bishop, queen h6, threatening bishop e6. He plays it. And here's the point. If you take like this, I can go rook f5. And if you take back, it's a checkmate here. So that's the reason why queen h6, such a strong move. And what Fabi needs to do now is to go calmly king g1. He mustn't push his g pawn, because that weakens his king. Oh, he blunders. He blunders here. And now the point here is that bishop f5 is winning the game, because if you can't make rook takes f5 work, then you are simply 2 pawns down. So bishop f5, rook f5. And if I had to take back, you are just simply going to mate me. But your king is weak. And he takes it, rook f5. And now queen e2 check. Very important move. This works because of the g3 move. He goes king h3. Queen g4 check, king g2. And now a very important move. That is rook c2 check. Finds it. Check here. Rook has to come back. Otherwise there was a mate here with queen d1 or queen takes g3, rook f2, and now you can take the rooks and take the bishop on d7. But Gukesh wants more. He goes queen e4. And now a very nice skewer awaits. Rook c1 check, queen takes, and queen h1 finds it. Gukesh is as sharp as a hawk. He takes the queen, queen takes c1, and Fabi is not just material down with the queen, having a rook and a bishop for a queen, but is also 3 pawns down. I mean 2 pawns, but he's going to lose one more pawn here. He's utterly lost. Queen takes d5. And Gukesh looking at other games of his teammates, hoping that they will win the match. And actually the Alpine SG Pipers are slumping to a big defeat here, as Anish Giri also is losing his game to Arjun Erikaisi on the second board. Rook d2. He pushes his pawn to e6. Everything is controlled here. King d1. And now the pawns start moving ahead. d5. Queen comes and stops the pawn. Rook a2. And Gukesh goes king up to g7, gives a check. Another check, now controlling the bishop here. It's time to start rolling the d pawn. He goes king h6, just puts the king away, not worrying about anything, because b6 now cannot be played. You lose your bishop. So Fabi goes bd7. d4 played here by Gukesh. If bishop takes e6, the b5 pawn is hanging, so he takes with the rook. D3 coming in. Rook can't come here. Queen c5 check. D2, D1 is coming. There's not much that you can do to stop the pawn from queening Caruana. And look at Gukesh. He's so interested in the other games. His team has won this. And Fabi resigns. What a game here by Gukesh. He plays an absolutely incredible game. And the crowd erupts into applause as Pragnananda and Anish Giri come to tell Fabi that we've got the 6 game points, although we lost the match. Gukesh is arranging his pieces back. Well, he plays against Fabi. He's had a great score here. And there you can see Gukesh and Prag talking to each other, discussing this. There was an interesting moment in the game where Fabi pushed his pawn to a4 and Gukesh managed to get his knight to g4. This was very important moment and you're going to win this important bishop. So Fabi tried to rush here, but finding this move knight h2 is amazing. Just seeing that once a piece is undefended, it's winning. It's brilliant to see. And by the way, the Alpine SG Pipers move into the finals to face Triveni Continental Kings. They just made it through. They scraped through there to the finals. And the PBG Alaskan Knights, they'll fight for the 3rd place match against the Ganges Grandmasters. Gukesh goes back to his team and they are a happy bunch after 4 losses in a row at the start of the event for their team. They have come back strongly to win 5 out of the 6 matches there. A huge congratulations to both these teams.